Hello, I'm Robert Nicholl, one of the directors at NC Engineering. This is the first in our series of videos showcasing our factory floor, and today we're going to focus on our low loader line. We make a wide variety of low loaders for agricultural and construction use, ranging from single axle trailers right through up to tri-axle trailers. So the process for building is we start with the two I-beams. They're cut across in our saw shop. We run them through our section blaster to take all the mill scale off, so we're working with bright clean steel. The rails are put onto the stanchions. They're measured out. The cross runner for the drawbar goes in. The cross runners for the supports for the suspension goes in. The base headboard goes on. The drawbar's put in. The welding is all completed on the underside. At that stage, we then will flip the trailer through 180 degrees and start putting the cross runners and the side chimes on. So our drawbars have always been C-section channel iron, and we weld these up on the robotic welder. So it's one single continuous pass weld, top and bottom, and then our side strengthening plates are put on and they're welded to the robot. The finishing touches on the drawbar for the tow hitch and the boot is all done manually, because they change. You can have a standard pickup eye, you can have a swivel pickup eye, you can have a K80. The list of options for towing is endless. So on this trailer, standard on a 16-ton low loader would be a 90mm 300 by 90 brake. This trailer has the high speed option, so it's a 127mm round high speed axle, ADR Technox with a 300 by 200 brake. Unlike most of our competitors, our axles are 2-meter track, so we put as wide an axle as possible on to create the most stability. A lot of other manufacturers work with a 1.8 track axle, so you'll see on the side of their machines their wheels sit slightly back in from the edge of the chimes, whereas our wheels sit out flush, so it gives us a much more stable ride. So the braking options on your axles, again, you have your usual suspects. You have hydraulic only brakes. There is the option for dual air and hydraulic brakes, or there's the third option is air only. And with the new legislation coming in on trailers and homologation throughout Europe, most manufacturers will be going down air only, because it changes from, currently to make it legal, you have to go dual line hydraulic, and there's very few companies that actually manufacture dual line hydraulic parts. So most trailers will go down the more commercial trailer route and go down to an air only setup. Many years ago, I worked on the line during the summer, and when we built one trailer a week. There was one man built the trailer from start to scratch. I was his assistant essentially, so I made the ramps, I made the headboard, I welded the drawbar, which are all manual processes. So you have your channels for your drawbar, they're 3.6 meters long. So you had two 3.6 meter long welds on each drawbar, which had to be ground out to give a penetration for your weld, and then put your tow hitch on. Well, that's all done on the robot now in a single pass. So performance of technology, some of the processes have speed up, but the base of the trailer is much the same. Back then it was all 90mm 300 by 90 brake, agricultural tow axles, because tractors then maximum speed was 21 mile an hour, and they didn't go much more, which now you have tractors 60 mile an hour, you have fast tracks going even faster. So everybody likes the high speed running gear, and it definitely leaves for a much more stable drive and load we're carrying on the road. So this is essentially into your second stage in your process. Now this is somewhat different from the first trailer we saw, which had the I-beam chassis. This trailer has a fabricated chassis, so it's for carrying much heavier loads, up to 32 plus ton. We go with the fabricated chassis for strength. So when I mentioned the fabricated beam, on the other trailers, the I-beam sits underneath the channel, and then you have your wooden floor across it. But with the fabricated beam, we bring the beam right up to the bed height, and we run the cross members, our channel iron cross members, through the center of the beam to give more strength and more stability. So again, at this stage, the chassis has been turned over, the beams are in. On this stage, it's a tri-axle with a rear steer axle. We have cutouts on the side for pull-out marker boards. We have our hooks for hooking in our ratchet straps built in. They can be set at whatever spacing the customer requires. On this trailer we also have the K80 hitch. So the last one we had was a standard pickup hitch. This one has the weld-on K80 hitch. I like the K80 hitch because it's locked in and it gives that bit more motion. The standard pickup hitch, you can get them in a swivel version as well, which is very, very good, but I would take the K80 over any of them, mainly because I'm a wee bit miserable, and if I had the K80 on my tractor at home, means my neighbours can't borrow my trailer. This trailer, just to give you an idea, it's 28-ton payload, approximately 35 ton gross, 25 or 21-foot bed triaxle, rear steering axle with narrow chassis, 235, 75, 17.5 wheels on it. That's 3-axle 10 stud, dual air hydraulic brakes on triaxle, load sensing air, fabricated chassis, high speed 10 stud axles. That's 300 by 200 brake. The ramps are 950 or 3'2" in old money, wide, hydraulic, 1700 mil long, softwood sheeted. They have slide in and out outriggers, headboard outrigger storage tray, bucket rested rear. It'll be painted John Deere green, and it has a K80 weld-on spoon. High spec trailer. Yeah, very high spec trailer. And again, with all our trailers, every trailer that comes through has a birth certificate. So this is all the details, all the specifications on the trailer. It goes down through length of body, tire make, axle standard, the axle serial numbers, the size of the U-bolts, the tracking dimensions are on it, the brake cylinder size, if it's dual air brakes, the light spec, speed symbols that go on it, is there toolbox or controls, the ramp width, the fabrication initials and clock number of the guys who fabricate it. It then goes down into the check the edges before paint, the dew point on the primer, top coat dew point, who it's painted by, the date it was moved outside, who fitted the instructions, who fitted it out. You can follow the trailer through every step, and you can see every man that worked on your trailer throughout the whole process. Down into your beaver tail, again you have your same, you have your 75 to 50 channel irons that run through across. You have your side chimes that come down or welded into your rear beam, and your rear beam has its inner and outer hanger, because these are the wider ramps, so there's 2 centre carriers as well, and then we have our mountings for hydraulic cylinders. I think there's somewhere in the region of about 50 or 54 variations of ramp. That can be your width, your length, your sheeting. It can be ladder style, drawbar sheeted, softwood sheeted. You have mantis, you have wedge ramps. The options are endless. You can have outriggers on your ramps. There's a lot of options, a lot of variation in ramps. But again, it all depends on the application. So a man who's loading a digger, he can load on these ramps at 11 degrees. Whereas if someone is putting like a paver or a roller, something like that on it, they'll want to go to 9 degrees because they haven't got the ground clearance. So that's when you get into your mantis style ramps, or flip toe ramps as they call them. So once the trailers are finished and they're checked over by the supervisor, they come out and they're stacked here. They're loaded onto the rail system, and they're wheeled straight into the paint booth. So the paint booth's 15-metre long Dalby booth. So they're rolled straight into paint. They're painted, they're brought out. We keep them indoors for 30 hours to let the paint fully cure out. Then they go out into the yard till they're ready to be fitted out. Or if you're very lucky, they come out of the paint booth and they go straight to the line, and the guys start to fit them out. So one we made earlier, again, we're back into a triaxle low loader. Looks like a fairly standard run-of-the-mill spec for us. The headboard still to be bolted on. It's a sub-assembly now that we have. This trailer is on the 90mm 300 by 90 brake, a triaxle trailer with our standard ladder style ramps on the back with the spring assist lift. And this trailer has a different headboard specification than this one. This is a weld-on headboard with a recess in it. As you see, the fold in the front of the headboard. So this is actually so the buckets sit back in tighter to the headboard, because you have the curve on your bucket. So the curve in the bucket comes up and hits there, and you can get your buckets about 2 or 3 inches farther forward. So once they're dropped down, as I said, when all the reflectors and the stickers and the decals and the side lights are all fitted, they're dropped down, and then they're all sheeted with softwood pressure treated timber. This timber's all brought in from Scandinavia, specifically for this job. It's 58mm softwood. Now we do the kerning wood, the 28mm hardwood and the 44mm hardwood on request, but predominantly it's the softwood sheeted is the standard for the trailers. So the trailers are fully kitted out, everything's done, everything's checked, the lights are checked, the spring ramps they're checked, and then they're pulled out into the yard and they're scheduled for PDA. So PDA is our final pre-delivery inspection, as its full title. So every machine that leaves NC goes for pre-delivery inspection. So it goes in, the tire pressures are checked, the torque's checked on the wheel nuts, the torque's checked on the suspensions, the hydraulically operated ramps are checked for operation, all the lights are checked, the turning signals, the brake lights, everything's checked over, paint's checked over, it's looked at from underneath, from above, from the side, and it's signed off, and it gets a green sticker. And once it gets a green sticker, it's good to ship. So this is into the start of our commercial trailer range. So you'll notice immediately the difference in the towing. So on this one here we have a 57mm VBG towing for the back of a lorry. It is a fixed drawbar, there's no suspension in it. A Joss 2-speed jack that you lift it up and down for hooking on the back, and then it folds out of the way. Fixed headboard, side impact, aluminium side impact. With the commercial trailers, there's a lot more specification, and we have whole vehicle type approval for the trailer, so we can build a specific batch of trailers, but every trailer is what we call type approved, so it can go straight to country and straight to use. They're very stringent on how you do this, and they come into us every 2 years and they go through our process, they go through our paperwork, where we get our axles, the E numbers on the reflective tape have to be right, the E numbers on the side impact have to be right, the E numbers on the brakes have to be right for the brake calculations, the towing eye, the calculations on the drawbar, the overall length, the overall width, the side marker positions, the side marker, the numbers on the side marker, they go into it in every single detail. So essentially it's giving you what they call conformity of production. So if we build this trailer today and we build this trailer in 5 years' time, the trailers will be identical, right down to the dimensions, total width, total length, total height, total weight is identical, and the paper trail can be followed completely through the factory. So we've tried to incorporate that as much as we can into all parts of the factory, because homologation is common for agri vehicles. So we do it for commercial trailers. So we've started doing it for our agri low loaders and our tankers. So this is air suspension soft axles. Again, with this one, you're getting a wee bit more onto the top end of the wheels. So we've got nice shiny chrome wheels on this. So all truckers like their shiny chrome wheels. Again, there's lots of little extras that have been added into this trailer. Little side steps for climbing up onto the bed. The floor hooks are rated. They're actually, we paint them different colours. So these are standard 5-ton floor hooks, and these are 10-ton floor hooks. So the yellow floor hooks we use for moving the trailers around the factory for lifting them. So they're painted a different colour, so you know that they're different rating. Again, softwood sheeted floor, fabricated chassis on all commercial trailers. Down in, again, comes to the back end of the trailer. Very similar to an agri trailer, it has the tread plate with the 20x20 gripper bar. You have the locking mechanism for locking the ramps in. On a lot of the agri trailers, it's just a simple bar that goes up that clips in. The lorry men like the load binders, gives them a much tighter grip on it. Plus, with all the commercial trailers, they're predominantly hydraulically operated ramps. Again, as you can see on the back, if you come around to the back, there's no drop legs on your ramps like a standard agri trailer. That's to do with rear underrun legislation. So the drop legs on this trailer are actually, they're manually operated from underneath. You pull a pin, the legs drop down, and then you fold your ramps down hydraulically. Again, ladder style softwood sheeted, 3.2 wide. Again, you can see the carryover from the agri trailer we showed. We had the outer bracket, the two inner brackets for support, and then the secondary outer bracket, the brackets for the hydraulic ramp to spread the load across the full width of the ramp. Again, your standard hamburger lights, and then your number plate. The whole vehicle type approval, down to the very lights, the type of the light, the E number on the light, the E number on the reversing light, the E number on the number plate, the number plate light, all has to be the same every single time. All the same regulations as such, but down to the customer, what the customer wants. You see the yard, there's quite a bit of stuff in the yard here, but with a low loader, with a few tankers that have come out of production, sitting waiting to go for shot blast before paint, so that the tankers will park in the yard to get into the paint schedule. Once they're in the paint schedule, they go in for shot blasting. Once they're shot blasted, they're into the paint process. So you're always working with clean material. But anyway, back to the low loaders. So again, tri-axle low loader, fairly high spec trailer again, dual air hydraulic brakes, bolt-on headboard, all black as per the customer's requirement. Again, back to our hitch type. Again, this is a standard agri tow-and-eye, but it's adjustable height agri tow-and-eye. So that can be for different tractors, different hitch heights. So a JCB Fast Track is like a 17-inch hitch height. A standard tractor is usually a 19-inch hitch height. So they can adjust the hitch here. We have a point at the back that they can adjust as well to adjust the height of it. JCB is really the only one that really makes any difference on. Aluminium side impact on the trailers now, our strap hooks, reflective tape. We have again our floor hooks, standard floor hooks, but this customer has requested a 44mm hardwood floor. So this is the Rolls Royce of floors. This a 44mm hardwood floor will last you a lifetime. Comes at a significant cost, but it is a lifetime job. And again, he didn't go for a full floor, he went for the checker plate center, so he can track his digger up on the hardwood floor and he can set his bucket on the checker plate in the middle. Most trailers go on the what they call the twins. So you have the 215s and the 235s. Some of the commercial trailers go on 265s. Some people like the single small blocky tire. I prefer it because if you're going into fields on a tandem wheel, it pulls muck out in the centre. So a lot of them will go on the 445. There is a new tire that has been released that will retrofit to a 215 twin. It's the same size, it's the same rolling radius, but it doesn't have the big groove in the middle to catch the mud. Another interesting option, it has the hydraulic beaver tail. So this man is obviously going to draw bales or potato boxes or something with that. With the hydraulically operated beaver tail, he can lift the beaver tail up so it sits flat, so he can load it right to the back with bales, pallets, boxes, whatever it is. So we used to call that a load-all trailer, but we took the load-all out and we just incorporated it as an option on the low loaders. Again, ramps, load binders, drawbar sheeted, 2'4" wide ramps. They look like about 1900 high with a gripper bar on it. Good trailer, sound trailer, lifetime job. Buy right, buy once. Our North of England salesman, he has a catchphrase, built to a spec, not to a price.